Welcome to Harvest 2020 here at Herzog Wine Cellars. What I'm going to try to do for you in just a few seconds is give you a little quick education of what's going on. We're in the barrel room, but we're doing something very different. We're doing something which is on a boutique level or on a micro level, which is very small lot winemaking. What Josh is doing here, and I'll show you over here, this is grapes they're actually fermenting. This is already crushed and destemmed grapes. Underneath here is juice. So what happens once the fermentation starts, there's CO2. The CO2 pushes up all the grapes up on top and the juice stays on the bottom. There's two problems with that. Number one, when you have something that is kind of wet on top and the juice is on the bottom and it's not really wet, you're gonna get mold growing. But that's the least of our worries. The big problem is, or the reason for this is, look, when we take grapes, we all know that the color in the wine comes from the skin. So if I take out, let me pick some grapes right over here and open it and show you. If you see the juice, this is clear and colorless. Here's the flesh around the skin. This is clear. The wine could be a rosé wine if I would just press it like this. But by us doing what Josh is doing right here, we're doing punch downs. This happens in big scale in the tanks and in small micro scale over here in the bin. We're doing punch down. So what we're doing is we're pushing the seeds and the grapes and the skins, everything down in the bottom to mesh and basically soak together with the juice and then ferment together with the juice. And by doing that, we'll extract color, flavor, tannins, everything out of the skins. So that's what Josh is doing here. I like calling this boutique winemaking or micro winemaking, but it happens, and that's the beautiful, that's the luxury what we have when you build a winery from scratch. You could have a commercial winemaking, and yet we could do micro boutique winemaking all in the same place. We have Josh, the Cellarmaster. This is actually his playground right here. Zev plays out there, but this is winemaking at its best. Thanks, Josh. What Josh is punching down here is the Rutherford Cabernet Sauvignon. So depending on the year, we do punch downs or small lot winemaking. We do every year about 20 different small lot winemaking. This year is going to be a little bit less due to the fires. So there's a lot of fruit that we're not bringing in that unfortunately is being rejected. We don't want to introduce a new type of winemaking. So we do very little of this. We're going to do this year about, I think, 10 or 15. We'll have the Pinots, the Senorita Hills Pinot, the Syrah, Stag's Leap, Rutherford. So little, not that many, about 10 different small lot winemaking this year. So this punch down here happens at least twice a day. If possible, we do 3 times a day. Approximately, what, 15 minutes? Approximately 15 minutes each punch down, 2 to 3 times a day. The process here is, once the fermentation is done, the grapes actually will settle in the bottom. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna rack off the free run, what we call free run juice or free run wine, and put that into the barrel, and then the remainder we'll pull into the press. We're gonna put into the remainder we will put into the press. So this free run, that's the best of the best, and then the rest goes into the press, and we keep those lots separate. So within small lot winemaking, we are going again separate them into free run and press. What I hope for this year, for 2020, although we will be making less small lot winemaking or less winemaking overall, but improve the quality. So we'll make up less with quality. We always produce great quality, but this year we're only selecting the creme de la creme. We're selecting the best that will bring us the best fruits possible, the best wine possible for you to enjoy.